Welcome back to FryMinis. I'm Eric, and today we're going to unbox the Goblin Warband pre-painted set. So WizKids has been doing some pretty cool experimentation with how they package their minis. Typically, you buy a blind box or a brick or a case where you don't know exactly what's in which box. It's random. In the past, though, they've had some visible minis, so you know exactly what you're getting. Usually, though, these are for player characters. So they've got the premium sets where the super high-end painted miniatures, but they also have the like starter edition where you've got just kind of some base archetypes to cover you, and then they do similar things for Pathfinder. But over the last year or so, they have heard our pleas for more monsters, and so they've started doing some pre-packaged sets of monster minis. I think their first go with this was the Village Raider set, and so that contains some goblins, some orcs, and some gnolls. A few months later, that was followed with the Cave Defender set, and so that had an ogre, some kobolds, and a couple bugbears in it. And I really like these. If you're a brand new DM, you don't have any minis, these are a great place to start. The cost, you know exactly what you're paying, you know exactly what you're getting. You're going to be covered for a lot of your general entry low-level monsters. And these have unique sculpts. These aren't just minis taken out of the other boxes and put in. These all have special poses, special armor, weapons, things like that. They're very, very cool, and I'm a big fan of these kits. Today, we're going to take a look at the just released Goblin Warband Icons of the Realms set. So where the previous sets had some variety between their minis, these are just goblins. Each goblin is a unique sculpt, so it's jumping or it has special armor or a special weapon. They all stand out and they're all very fun. And this set is scheduled to be followed up with a Kobold Warband set for release in June. Okay, so back to the goblins. Yeah, you get 6 unique pre-painted sculpts, so 6 minis in this kit. It's about $25. I've got an Amazon affiliate link down in the description. And of course, if you happen to order it from that link, it helps out the channel. All right, so it's time for the unboxing. So the packaging is nice. They're all individually bubbled out. You can see exactly what you're getting. You can see these really cool poses. D&D Icons of the Realm Goblin Warband. On the back, we just have some more artwork. Contents, 6 goblins. This is really good packaging. It's super easy to open. Nothing spilled out or exploded. Okay, so as you can see, these use the clear bases. I know all the artwork online shows black bases the way they used to be, but now they're clear. Clear bases versus black bases is a pretty heated topic in the miniature world. Just check out minisgallery.com to learn a little bit about that. Personally, I'm torn. I like the clear, but I also like the black. I like the uniformity of all the past ones being black. The downside for me with the clear is that they can be sometimes hard to read. A small note that won't matter to anybody else. These are in a really strange order in here. This is number 1, this is number 2, number 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's just observation. All right, so this is number 1, and this is actually one of my favorites. So Goblin, number 1. He's got this cool mace. I love this pose. I think this pose is excellent. He's leaning back, ready to crush your skull with his mace after he just knocked you off your horse. Okay, so number 2, I was actually really excited for. I thought number 2 had a like a pot on his head, but no, it's just a helmet. And his dagger, he's holding a little close to his face. We could try to fix that if we needed to, but it's not a big deal. This is a totally fine goblin. So at first, I'm like, oh, I love this. It's got a whip. That's super cool. But then the rest of it is just kind of standing there. Like the whip is very cool, and I like having that whip there, and the material is good. It's flexible but not droopy, and I don't feel like it's gonna break super easy. Still, it's cooler than just using 16 of the same goblins. Okay, so number 4, at first I was like, okay, whatever, but I love this one actually. He's just standing there kind of like he's maybe a monk or a brawler of some sort. Come on, bring it, buddy. I think this is actually a really fun pose. Okay, so this is probably the most popular of all the goblins here. This is number 5. He's jumping. And I like to think he's using his bonus action disengage that goblins have here. He's got a spear, which is a fun change for a goblin. I love this armor. This is a really, really good mini. All right, and number 6 out of 6. I think this one is a lot of fun. I think it's silly. This chain or scale shirt or whatever it is. It's almost like a dress. I imagine it's meant for a medium-sized creature, and he found it and put it on. I think that's a lot of fun. It makes him a little goofy, like a goblin should be, without being silly. Okay, so now that you've seen the unboxing, let's do a quick review of the actual minis. Okay, so quick refresher on the FryMinis Fantabulous Mini Metrics, aka the FFMM ratings. We're going to take a look at each mini and rate it on a few different metrics. So first, we're going to look at its sculpt, then we're going to look at its paint job, and then we're going to say, is it fun? Each of those will be worth 5 points. 3 is average, 5 is this is amazing, 1 is this isn't. We'll then convert those total point values into a star rating. Okay, so Goblin 1 of 6 is fantastic. The sculpt, like I said before, I love it. The paint is very good, but we're just not quite into where I would consider 5-star territory. And the fun, I would definitely give this one a full 5 out of 5. So overall, that's going to give us a 4-star rating for Goblin 1. Okay, so Goblin 2 I thought was generally pretty average, kind of what I would expect for a mini. I did think he was a little more fun than a typical mini, especially with the idea of him possibly wearing a tea kettle on his head. So we gave him a little boost there. So that's going to be 3, 3, and 4 for a total of 3-star rating. Goblin 3 with the whip definitely brings us into above average territory. So that sculpt, just by having the whip at all, brings us up a point. The paint is totally mediocre. It's exactly what I would expect the paint to be. And the fun, it is fun to have, I think, to have a whip mini. There aren't a lot of whips, and the idea of customizing the stat block to match it sounds like it would be a good time. So that's a total of 3-star rating. So Goblin number 4 of 6. So I know I had my personal thoughts on there, but if I'm trying to be objective about it, I think this is going to be a 3 out of 5 across the board. The paint job is totally fine, but nothing great. It stands out with that bad blotch on the hair, but the rest of it's good, so we're gonna go down to 3. Sculpt does have that cool, aggressive monk posture, but at the end of the day, he's just standing there. And is it fun? Yeah, I like it, but I'm not blown away. Goblin 5, so the Jumper King. This one is excellent. So sculpt, 5 out of 5. That pose is super cool. He's got spear, he's got that bone. He's not a typical goblin. I'm a big fan of this one. The paint job, I think, is very, very good. It's got just a couple blobs here and there misplaced, but aside from that, it's so close. So we're gonna go with a 4. And fun, yeah, totally fun. 5 out of 5. That gives us our high 4-star ranking. And Goblin 6 with the oversized shirt is gonna be another totally mid-level goblin. 3 out of 3 across the board for a 3-star rating. I do like the fun of the shirt, but ultimately it's just a goblin standing there holding a sword to the sky. 3 stars. Okay, so those are the individual minis reviewed. Now let's take a look at what this set looks like overall. Our star distribution is good. It's most of these we went with 3 stars, so totally acceptable, totally middle of the road. And then the only others are 4 stars. So this is a very positive set. Our average ratings are great too. Our sculpt averages out at 3.8, the paint is 3.3, and fun is 4.0. I'm a big fan. I like this a lot. So that brings our total average star rating for the entire set overall to a 3.25 stars. So overall, yes, I am satisfied. This is above my expectations. We've got some ups and downs, just like any set, but overall, I think this is great. If I could add one thing to the set, though, it would be the addition of a Nilbog, which is Goblin backwards, spoiler. A Nilbog is a super, super amazing way to make your goblins last a lot longer. They have some really incredible abilities, and they're low CR. They have 7 hit points, but they can do a lot of things to frustrate the party. And if you get a couple of them together, even if your party greatly outclasses these, they can give you a hard time. Just a small teaser of their ability, Nilbog has a reaction where when it takes damage, it can reduce that damage to 0 and heal by a d6. Cool, okay, so that is my review of the WizKids Icons of the Realm Goblin Warband set. If you didn't happen to catch it last week, Julie did an unboxing of my first brick of Boneyards because I was down for the count with my allergies. So if you want to see a really great reaction video, check it out. She did an amazing job, so thanks, Julie. My original brick from dndmini.com has finally shipped and should be here sometime this week. So next week, look forward to hopefully, knock on wood, an unboxing video by yours truly with a full ranking. And I'm going to try to squeeze in maybe some more Julie reactions into that video too. As always, a huge thank you to my patrons. You keep me going. We're able to buy these kind of minis because of your help. So thank you to all my patrons in the past, current, and future. If you're interested in supporting, please consider becoming a patron. As little as $5 a month gets you in. So what did you think of the Goblin Warband? Would you recommend this to a new DM? I sure hope so. I would. Let me know in the comments below. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.